Good morning. This is your guy, Billionaire-AL. What are traumas? And traumas are things that is inflicted upon you. It could be by a person or by anyone. As a child, we were traumatized by a lot of things that people do to us or say to us that can degrade us. I was to do a video on traumatization, but I started it and then I stopped. So it's things that to let you be sad or emotionally depressed. So I remember when I was growing up as a child, I used to be afraid, and my family member knew that I was afraid. So we used to live close to the cemetery. And at night, you won't catch me walking alone at all. I'll be in the house at a particular time. And I remember one night as we went to deliver something to a family member and we were coming back. And because my family member, they knew that I was afraid. So what they did, they ran, leave me. And I stood there and I was crying so loud. I was crying for my mother and all of that. And when my mother came to my rescue, my mother said, I told you enough to go know with them, you know, see you're afraid and all of this. And this is what me I tell you about and all of that. And yeah, how did I overcome it is by when I was living with my auntie. And she have to go back and forth to England every now and then. So she left me in the house. And then I used to turn on all the lights and all of that because I was afraid, you know that. So I turned the lights on to go to sleep. And then one day I said, you know, I just need to go sleep. No names. So I conditioned my mind that no, I have to get rid of this traumatization. So I get it out, and then I condition my mind to tell my mind that no go, so no name dopey and all of that. But as I said, a lot of persons are traumatized by different things. It could be from school. Teacher could traumatize you, beating could traumatize you, bullyism could traumatize you and all of that. You were raped or something like that. You were a lot of things in this world traumatized person. The way your parents treat you from your brothers and sisters, you might look different. Your skin of your color might look a little bit darker, and your parents treat you away that put you into a place of traumatization. When you go to school, you're not learning because of the way you were treated. Let's see, as I said, molestation. You might was raped by somebody and that put a thing on your brain, and then you start to look out of space. You're not focusing on anything at all. As I said, a lot of things can trigger these things, and people don't really understand that saying something to somebody, we don't know what it can lead to. Have we ever stopped to think, if I am saying this, is this the right thing to say to a person? If you never know, because if you said to somebody every day you get up, you're ugly like this person, you are putting a trauma on that person, and then you're putting that person to tell that person you don't fit in this world. We should not be telling person those things. Those things a mash up person. It's not everyone is strong. You have some person, no matter what you say to them, you can't traumatize them. I remember this person, parents was murdered, and they put them through the two kids through the window to see what was happening. Go and look at it, and they find their parents was killed. That put traumatize on that person because they put the brain into a shock. They walk into something that they never expected to see. All of us in times, if you speak to 95% of human beings, they will have a story to tell you. This is what when I was growing up, this is what traumatized me. This is what happened to me. This is what has done to me. So we never understand the realness of traumatization and how we can end up. It can take us to our grave. because people don't know how to overcome. That is why some person, we have guidance counselor to help person to come through trauma and traumatization. We have therapy to help them to overcome trauma and traumatization and all of that. All of us face something in life that traumatizes us, and how we are going to get over. As I said, I was afraid. I was. My mother used to beat me. I remember one time my mother beat me. I think I was so traumatized. She beat me the morning and then I was saying action fever, action fever. And then she beat me again in the afternoon. And then I did the same thing, action fever, action. I don't know, but just make up something. And then when she finished beat me, then I catch fever and all of that. So my mother sometimes traumatized me, but I will never forget this one. I was so traumatized. One day my mother never go to school for nothing. And my mother went to school to PT, and the teacher decided that she's telling my mother that I did something, and my mother took and I run under the bed. And in order for my mother to get me out of the bed, under the bed, my mother took off the pot with the macaroni, with the water was boiling, and threw it under the bed. I was so traumatized by that. I couldn't believe that she threw it on me. So the thing is, how can we get over traumatization and trauma is, as I said, by counseling and by going to therapy to help us to overcome these situations. Alright, until then, you can share your thoughts with me, leave comment to see where I can do better and what can I say more. Until then, I'll see you again, okay?